They get stuck on an island, and Daniel Radcliffe dies. That is pretty good.
That's a bargain deal to do with a dead body.
I mean, as fucked up as this sounds, but to get rid of a dead body,
yeah. What are you gonna do with it?
That seems about right. What was your take on Ben Affleck Batman?
Honestly, I didn't watch it.
What?
I was offended.
Absolutely. You just protested the whole thing.
Boycott. Yep.
I'm
just tweeting about it. And we're live.
Are we really?
That was quick. Welcome back, everybody, to the Salt of the Street pre-show. And does that count as one, or do you want your?
No.
Your
thank you for joining us. We're at your Salt of the Street pre-show. This is episode 59. Is that what it is called? 59.
Yeah.
Thank you again for joining us. My name is Donovan.
I'm Colin,
and this is my friend Halie.
Hi.
She is here to help us have a conversation about abortion today, because as I said last week, it did not feel appropriate for two men to sit here and have a seemingly one-sided conversation about abortion. So that's going to be one of the big topics for today. We are also going to talk about the Equality Act that was passed through the House of Representatives this week. It's Infrastructure Week also.
It's Infrastructure Week. I don't know if you've heard.
I don't know if you knew that.
I did not.
It's Infrastructure Week.
It's kind of a long-running joke, too, because it's always Infrastructure Week, but It's never Infrastructure Week.
It was like when President Trump first got into office. He was like, it's Infrastructure Week. Like, we're doing it. And it's like, sure. So, yeah. So now it's just like a stupid political joke. So, Colin, before we continue, I need you to tell us what you ate today.
I had, so I don't turn into a Jerry Nadler again. Mm-hmm. Have you heard about that, by the way?
No.
I'll tell you about that later. But I had my paleo pancakes and a small hill of bacon once again. Need that protein.
Colin tells us what he eats before the podcast in the pre-show because, I don't know, 20 or so episodes in, we were doing it on a Friday, and he passed the fuck out in the middle of the podcast. Just fainted. So, douche. So, Colin's not allowed to record before he's had a meal. Mm-hmm. So every week before we do the podcast, I ask Colin in the pre-show what he has eaten, because if he hasn't eaten, then before the show starts, after the pre-show, he needs to eat a meal, and then we can record the show.
Yeah, so I don't want to get in trouble again.
So, and that's about right. He's had breakfast. It's 12:45. That's fine. We both kind of skip lunch on these days, but that's all right. As long as he's had one meal, that's what really matters.
I try to do a big meal, something that'll get me through.
Yeah, a small mound of bacon.
Yeah.
He slumped in the corner, and it terrified. So, and Jordan and Carolina were in the other room, and so I had to stop the recording and then try and hold Colin up, and get them to come into the. It was a whole deal. So, so that's part of what we do.
Checks out.
Yeah. No, he's looking good today.
Well, thank you. I mean, I'd say you look good, but you look good every day.
Thank you, baby.
Oh.
So I heard last week, and I forgot to bring it up, that there are talks, but Robert Pattinson is, right?
Yes.
That they're talking about him being Batman. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about Robert Pattinson being Batman?
Me?
Yeah. Wait, what did you think about Ben Affleck Batman? Let me ask you that first, because I almost think that's a more important question.
In my mind, there was no Ben Affleck Batman, because it was so atrocious it should not have graced the surface of the earth with its presence.
What was your take on Ben Affleck Batman?
Honestly, I didn't watch it.
What?
I was offended.
Absolutely. You just protested the whole thing?
Boycott, yep.
Yeah. So Ben Affleck, Jordan and I have talked about it all the times. Ben Affleck has a good right here. That's what he's got, is right here.
And
that's why what's Batman's known for also.
But he's
strong,
but there's
jaw.
But the thing about it is, if you're going to play Batman, you also have to play Bruce Wayne. And I'm not talking a bunch of shit because I'm not cut by any means. But Batman's in really good shape, and Ben Affleck is a fat alcoholic man. And so he can't play a convincing Bruce Wayne because that's dog shit. So that's I was a huge fan of the Christian Bale Batman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And a lot of people really don't like him because they don't like that he whispered. But I thought that he was badass. And he was little, but they shot it in a way that he didn't look little. He's short is what I mean, because he was stacked. But Christian Bale is a short man. I don't know exactly how tall he is, but I'm going to say 5'10".
We can find that out.
Yeah, because
it's 2019. We have Google.
Right. He's not very tall. And so a lot of people had a lot of problem with this, right? So Robert Pattinson Batman. What do you think? What do you think about that?
I think that's worse than the fucking dad bod.
Worse than Ben Affleck?
Dad bod.
Yeah.
What do you think about
This is the Twilight guy, right? We're talking
Yes.
about? Okay,
Yep.
yeah. No.
Yeah, no.
How tall is he? He's 6 foot? He's not 6 foot. That's no. I bet he's 5'10". That's like, they always list football players as like 10 pounds lighter than they are and like an inch or two taller than they are.
Look at that fucking mustache, dude.
That is from a movie that I was telling you about.
Hostile? Or Hostiles,
Yeah,
I
Hostiles.
think?
Yeah, it was good as fuck. He plays like a Civil War, like a captain or some shit like that, and has to return an Indian chief, a Native American chief fuck PC. He has to return an Indian chief back to his sacred ground so he can die there and then be buried and shit. And I don't remember exactly how he incurs like a lady and she's crazy because her husband got killed and it's a whole deal. It was really good. It was a good movie.
It looked like a good movie.
Yep, solid. Hostiles.
Sounds interesting.
It's hard to believe that Christian Bale is the same Christian Bale that's in the Cheney movie.
Yes.
Look at that.
I mean, so he was also in a movie about Dick Cheney where he played Dick Cheney and gained like 40 pounds or some such shit to be
Nuts.
Dick Cheney.
Yeah, I feel like I'm real behind on movies.
That was a great movie too. Dick
great
Cheney was a
movie.
great movie. It was filmed really good, like directed really well, I thought.
Same guys that did The Big Short?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's about the housing market, and fucking Steve Carell is in that movie, and a bunch of other famous people too. Christian Bale's in that movie too. A couple other people I don't really remember. So Carolina also asked Harry Potter, what's his name? Daniel Radcliffe as the new Wolverine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That dude's way too small. He's way too small to be Wolverine,
That's
I think.
not right.
Even if he were, Hugh Jackman
Like, how do you
was
follow that?
the only bad thing about Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and not that there was really anything bad at all, was that he's tall, because Wolverine's supposed to be super short.
Yeah.
And so that was the only beef really with it. But
I don't know. I'm seeing some pictures online. I don't know if they're just like conceptual art or something like. He might be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
But when I see that picture,
well, that's no good.
no, that's not good.
That's no good.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah. So I don't know.
We'll just have to.
I think he's too little. I don't think that he's too little stature wise. I'm telling you, Hugh Jackman is enormous. Hugh Jackman's enormous. So
Yeah,
it's
he's
really hard for me to
stacked.
see him, Daniel Radcliffe, in anything other than Harry Potter.
and nothing.
Like,
He's
it's hard.
He's fucked.
Yeah, it's hard to put him in any other role.
Yeah, no, and he's going to suffer with that for the rest of his life, probably.
Oh, yeah.
He was in a movie called Swiss Army Man with have you seen Little Miss Sunshine? The older
time
brother in
ago.
Little Miss Sunshine that takes the vow of silence, that guy is also in this movie, and they're in it together. And Daniel Radcliffe, they get stuck on an island, and Daniel Radcliffe dies. But the other guy is like going crazy, and so he's talking to him and shit. And Daniel Radcliffe,
Like in Castaway, the volleyball.
yes, except Daniel Radcliffe's body is also like being used for shit. Like he can whip his arms around to like break wood, and he like throws up water that he can drink. It's the weirdest fucking thing. It's a strange movie, super
Sounds
strange.
amazing.
But he can also he can make him swim somehow. I don't remember how he's used as a motor, but in some way, Daniel Radcliffe is used as a motor for Little Miss Sunshine's older brother to get off the island.
What is this called?
It's
I need
called.
to save it.
Oh my god!
It's called Swiss Army
I'm
Man.
making a note.
It totally makes sense
Yeah.
because Swiss Army Man. He's,
Exactly. It's called Swiss Army Man.
he was also recently in this 2017 movie called Jungle.
I've also seen that.
Is that
I've
any
watched
good?
so many movies. It's so bad.
Is it? It's terrible.
No. I mean, how many movies I watched?
Oh.
It's unhealthy, probably.
Probably.
How many movies I consume. No, that was a good movie. He goes on an excursion into the jungle with numerous other people, and I'm pretty sure they all get picked off one by one. Like they get stuck somewhere, and they're just kind of dying one by one in different fucked up jungle ways.
Cool.
You know, I'm
As
sure
the
someone
jungle
gets
does.
poisoned. You know, and I'm sure at least one person goes crazy, and they're like freaking the fuck. Yeah, exactly. I've also seen this movie. Fuck, it's
Imperium?
terrible. Yes.
Oh, neo-Nazi movie?
Yeah, he's like an FBI agent. It's terrible.
I love it. You've seen like
He's
every
trying real
damn...
hard to branch out. I think.
Yeah. He's like an FBI agent that goes undercover to be in the Aryan Nations. And I'm pretty sure someone starts to figure him out. And yeah, that one's pretty good.
Dude, I feel bad. He's done a lot of shit since Harry Potter.
He's trying really hard. He really doesn't want to be Harry
Wasn't
Potter
he in like
anymore.
some horror movie too? Or like a
Yes.
The Beasts of Burden?
No. It
That one looks
is
pretty
like
fucked up.
the woman in the shadows or some such shit.
Mm.
Like what's it called? The Woman in Black.
The Woman
Yes.
in
There
Black.
you go. The Woman
God,
in
you
Black.
are on it, dude.
The Woman in the Shadows.
I have
So-
seen an
All the
unhealthy
movies.
amount of movies. It's bad. And it's not having a child hasn't helped, because I know I'm just fucking staying home, just trying to keep him asleep. Just stay quiet, young sir,
Yes.
So that's all I want. I read this week, Colin, let me ask you about this. Human composting. Right?
Yeah.
Have you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I saw that. Because
So-
Washington State just they legalized it or something, right?
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. So you can, instead of being buried or cremated, you can human compost yourself. And they bury you like shallow in the ground and then plant shit around you. And you fucking break down and grow, into, yep.
Wonder how they like stop the coyotes and the shit from digging you
Yeah.
back up.
Yep.
That's why we go.
The body,
as we do.
the body is covered in natural materials like straw or wood chips, and over the course of about 3 to 7 weeks, thanks to microbial activity, it breaks down into soil. So, and then you take that, and then they plant shit with it, they grow shit with it.
That's
How do
actually
you feel about that?
Like,
yeah.
what do they grow with it though? Because I feel like if they're growing like vegetables, I'm not really trying to eat.
You don't want to eat human
Vegetables grown-
compost
yeah.
vegetables.
I don't know. We have a lot of nutrients and stuff inside of us.
I'm not opposed to that.
Ash to ashes, dust to dust. Go
Yeah.
back to the earth from whence we came.
While the body is being broken down, she said, families of the deceased can visit the facility and will ultimately receive the soil that remains. It's up to the family to determine how they want to use that soil. So you can do whatever you want with it. If you want to grow vegetables that you want
But
to
you
eat,
could just have like a really pretty flower garden.
you
Or
could grow
something.
pot with it. You could do whatever you want with it. Have you ever seen
Like that
How
movie.
High?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
That might be cool.
the average burial can cost $8,000 to $25,000. Cremation can top $6,000.
Yep.
Spade told the affiliate she hopes to charge about $5,500 for human composting. That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
That's a bargain deal to do with a dead body.
I mean, as fucked up as this sounds, but to get rid of a dead body,
Yeah, what are you going to do with
I
that?
know, that seems about right. So I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah,
You know?
the logistics of dying are pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Because I went through that a couple of years ago. And it's just, like as cold hearted as it sounds, I mean, it's a dead body. You got to do something with it, I like the idea. Have you seen, I think I've seen it on like probably fucking Facebook or Instagram, those pods that they put you in and then like plant
grow
a tree over it.
yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm down with that. I want to be a tree.
Yep. I would do that,
Yeah.
I don't I don't really care. Like I'm dead.
Yeah.
So
That's
just
kinda
kind
where I'm
of
at, too.
whatever's most convenient at that time is like what I feel like you should do.
My mom always said that there's supposedly there's some society where you can like feed your body to the sharks, like to some sharks. She's like, just do that to me. Like I'm not in there anymore. Like
I'm not in there anymore.
Just do something with it.
Do you have a preference on what happens after you die?
No. I mean, I would hope that by the time I die at the age of like 250 that we're a spacefaring people and we can just shoot me out into the
Into
stars.
space. Carolina, he dies tomorrow. What are you going to do with his body?
Donate everything that I can donate.
Donate everything.
That I can donate.
Okay.
Are you an organ donor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
And I want to be a tree.
A tree. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Turn him into an apple tree, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh,
Make
and
pies out of
then
this
eat
bitch.
of my fruit.
Yeah. Make pies out of this
Take my
motherfucker.
fruit.
I like that. I don't hate that at all, man. I know Jordan always said that she wanted to be planted into something and like give it back to the earth, That's like it's like if you get like a rat, if the cats get a rat or something, I throw that shit outside. I'm not gonna throw it away. Give it back to the earth, behind our garage, there's just fucking like 12 dead animals back there, like buried back there, not just out there. sorry. No, like pets that have died that are back there. Like one of Jordan's first dogs, Chloe, was like this enormous fucking like German Shepherd, something type of enormous, just a huge dog that looked like a bear, and she's back there, and like my mom's fucking old ass cats are back there. They died, like they were like 17, and then they died. It was crazy.
Damn.
So yep, they were out there. She had another cat that we got her, and it got outside, and that one died, and we put that one back there. There's a guinea pig back there. There's like 2 other dogs back there. So when all our grass dies during the summer, all the grass behind the garage still just flourishes. Like it still grows so strong because like all those animals. yeah. Because all the animals are back there. It's kind of cool, you know?
Kind of cool.
I just am very careful where I dig holes, you know? Because there's got to be a certain amount of time that has to go by before I don't know. How long does it take? Do bones ever break down? Like, are you going to just eventually
don't they?
Yeah,
they would have to.
I mean, every now and again we find like the, ancient civilization bones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, dinosaur bones.
It's only because
they're
people,
like petrified and shit.
Yeah.
It's only because people are in like caskets and shit that their bones and stuff will stick around, right? Because if you're just in
that
the
would
earth,
make sense,
then you'll break down. I feel comfortable going with that. I'll sit with that for now.
Checks out, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's too funny.
So Michael Avenatti, porn lawyer, Stormy Daniels. You know who this is? Stormy Daniels is an adult film actress that the president had sexual relations with before he was the president. Okay. And he had his lawyer at the time, a man named Michael Cohen, set up a company, an LLC, in which they used to pay this woman $130,000 to stay quiet about having had sex with him because he's married, right? So she has a lawyer.
Like how long before he was pregnant? Or not before he was president?
When was that? Do you remember? That?
It was, I don't know, we'd have to do the math.
2012 or something like that?
It was while Melania was pregnant with little baby.
Oh, with Barron Trump, yeah, with their youngest son, and he's like 13 or something like that. So, circa 2006 is like when this happened. Yeah. And so he, hush money, this $130,000. So there was like this whole legal battle in which she got a lawyer and was, trying to get the story out and like a whole deal. And so the president was like, that never happened. I don't fucking know anything about that. But then his lawyer flipped, Michael Cohen. And so Michael Cohen was like, here's all these checks that the president signed that he gave to me to give to her. So there's now no question that the president did in fact fuck Stormy Daniels and then paid in a series of checks $130,000 to her in order to keep her silent. So her lawyer's name is Michael Avenatti. And when he, is trying to fight the president because everyone hates the president, everyone on the left, CNN, all these motherfuckers are like, Michael Avenatti's the shit. He should run for president. That's a real thing. They're like, he should run for president. And so
because he outed the president.
Yeah, exactly. So there's now been a series of news stories like it was just a couple weeks ago when they came out that he tried to extort Nike for $5 million I don't remember exactly what the story was for this, but now there's another story that he stole
$300,000, I think.
$300,000 from Stormy Daniels from this woman who he represented against the president. He forged her signature to steal money from her. Not that we didn't know the porn lawyer was a shitbag before, but he's a real shitbag now because now that he got, all like this eye of fame, he's
what a shady fuck.
He's just doing everything he can. Yeah. I think he may have made an appearance on Saturday Night Live. It
wouldn't surprise me.
I can't be sworn to that, but they definitely portrayed him at least once on Saturday Night Live. So,
and the grand irony of it all, if he wasn't such like a media whore throughout this whole thing, he probably would have gotten away with it.
Yep. If he would have just kept his head down, then no one
would be looking into him.
No one would have said anything. Yeah. People at Nike would have been like, "This guy's a fucking joke. We'll just not even talk about it because who gives a shit?" But
yeah, exactly.
He wanted to be on TV so much that this is what he gets.
That's what he gets.
What do you got for me here? What's that?
I think we'll save it for the show. Because we're running. What are we at? Like almost half
like
hour
20
now?
Minutes.
Oh, 20 minutes?
Yeah, no, let's do it though.
All right, yeah.
Let's do it. It's showtime.
So last Oh, yeah. So we'll save it for the show? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's do that. What are we going to talk about today other than abortion?
Yeah. We talked about it a little bit. We were talking about it again. We're going to talk about abortion. We're going to talk about the Equality Act that passed in the House. It was 236 to 173 or something like that. It is Infrastructure Week, so we're going to talk about Infrastructure Week. We're going to talk about a meeting that the president had with the Democratic leadership, and then he walked out and had a 100% unplanned impromptu press briefing
totally.
in the Rose Garden. So
totally 100% unplanned.
We are going to talk about some sports because I want to read you. Last week we talked about Doug Baldwin, but I want to read you the letter that I was talking about so that we can, because it was a series of tweets, you know, in which
we just kind of touched on it.
Yeah. So I'm going to read, I'll read the letter. Doug Baldwin, I don't know if you watch football at all.
Nope.
Doug Baldwin was a wide receiver for the Seahawks, and he had a fuckload of surgeries in the offseason, and so he couldn't pass his physical, so he got cut from the team. He was like a long-time wide receiver, like great.
All-star, just
baller.
Classy dude.
Baller.
And of course, Halie, are you a Game of Thrones fan?
Nope, haven't watched a single episode ever.
Okay.
My brother's super upset about it.
Your older brother?
Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? I just wanted to make sure which one we were talking about.
Yeah.
It's
Word.
That's it. So that's what we're talking about this week. Thank you again for joining us. Is that 3 times, right?
If you didn't, let's just hope we did.
That's right. We're going to hit the social medias real quick before we go out of here. Thank you for watching us on Facebook at Salt of the Streets. We have our Instagram at Salt of the Streets. We have our own personal social medias. I am at Salt of the Street on Twitter and Alpaca_Donovan on Instagram. He has a Big Bird Offie on both those things. Do you only have Facebook?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have other things. I don't really use them, though.
All right. Well,
that's healthy.
You can pick them if you want.
No, I'm good.
All right. So you can find all of our shit at saltofthestreets.com. It's a dope website. Thank you. Look out for the episode on Monday. Peace.